Hey, what's going on, community? This is GamingJAEGER bringing you an all-new game for some fresh content for you to consume, and that game happens to be Assassin's Creed Rebellion. Now, this one here, brand new game, now available on iOS and Android, and I wanted to start bringing you some of this fresh content just because I've always been an Assassin's Creed lover, always played them out on the Xbox, so I just wanted to get a chance to bring you some of this all-new mobile game. Taking a look at what Assassin's Creed Rebellion is all about gives you an opportunity to play with some of your favorite assassins from all the different Assassin's Creed universe. This time they kind of all get to be together under one roof, so to say. Opportunity to kind of play this brand new game design, looking at some all new gameplay customized specifically for mobile, and you get an opportunity to explore some new areas like ancient Greece, unlock some more legendary heroes throughout the process. And if you're playing right now, an opportunity to even partake in this very special event that's all about reaching community and global milestones, which we reached one recently, but I'll be dropping that in another video of just getting some extra bonus content. So if you haven't downloaded the game yet, do it now. Jump on this opportunity to get some fresh content ready to release and get an opportunity to play through, build, manage, and control your entire brotherhood that you want to basically go through the process of collecting and take on the infamous Templars. So check out some different missions. I'll be releasing some content all throughout it, but definitely jump on this game now. It just released a few days ago. We've got this very special kind of 10-day post-release event going on, so make sure you jump on that. We still have a few days left and get a chance to check out some of this content. So with that, I'm going to take you through some of the very beginning of the game. What's it like kind of going through the tutorial, getting set up. So that's what I'm going to be showing you now. So go ahead and stay tuned to this video. Make sure you do subscribe, like, and share this video, and stay tuned for some more Assassin's Creed Rebellion work. So here we are, Spain in the 15th century, and of course, infamous Ezio here, following the trail of Rodrigo Borgia, has brought me all the way to Spain, for the Inquisition is controlled by Templars, Rodrigo's underlings. So taking a look, we're kicking it right up into some, of course, the infamous characters that we'll see right off the get-go. Ezio, of course, being one of the most notorious assassins throughout the entire, I think, Assassin's Creed collection. But here, you just get a chance to see very different style gameplay. So versus being your kind of third-person follow and everything, you're definitely looking at more of this semi-2D world. But you're going to see all the things you're quite familiar with in the game. So our very infamous dive here, right down into the hay bale. So fan of seeing some of the very classic gameplay moves. But this is kind of a room-by-room type of game, something I actually wasn't expecting it to be. And when playing with your character, right, you kind of get to take a look at what that next part of the level will be, just kind of going back and even exploring some of that world around you. But as we go through it, you get to choose the assassin that you need to use, which, of course, right now I only have Ezio, but you'll see we will end up being able to build a team and pull off these assassin moves. Again, moving from room to room. That yellow door allows you to actually move forward into the next room, and sometimes you're even given options. You're also going to notice these icons that give you the different moves, and every time you use one, you'll notice that the ticker kind of goes down. So I had 4 climb opportunities. I'm now down to 3. And so that right there is a really big feature of why you need to build the proper team throughout this game. One thing I've learned is the team really equals success of the mission. Here I've got 2 opportunities left to kind of complete this assassination, the sneak around here, and opportunity to go ahead and do this nice crushing kill move onto this unexpected victim here. But again, very classic Assassin's Creed moves. There's a few more of my Brotherhood, and we're getting an opportunity to kind of look in at this little Inquisition here, the Grand Inquisitor, right? We've got Ojeda here. Time, of course, is to move forward, so they're planning their move. Our goal is to try to come in and, listen. We've got Torquemada here. Again, looking in and kind of setting the plan. Of course, the bald monk dude is our super evil villain right now. And trying to control the king and queen. So as we kind of go through these missions, he's going to unleash the dogs of the Lord within the combined strength of the Inquisition and the Spanish army. Of course, he's chasing the notorious artifacts as usual, always after the artifacts. And we keep that kind of bloodline, the storyline of Assassin's Creed, still going. So as we move through this, the goal is to kind of progress along, build our own brotherhood of different legendary characters, different assassins from all across. And of course, they're sitting here doubting us. We're pretty much believing we're not in a position to do anything about this. So, again, different character design than what we've seen in some of the Assassin's Creed before. Definitely built around mobile. I think built around reaching a bit of a bigger audience too, as I think these characters are a bit more kid-friendly. But here we go. We've got Maria and Aguilar, right? So we've got two other notorious assassins here. Again, our goal is, of course, to stop them getting the artifacts. We've got Oyeda and Torquemada, right, for everything they're doing to the people of this country. Those bastards deserve to pay. So we're going to pretty much try to stick it to the man is what we're after here. And Maria and Ezio, they're going to basically branch out and kind of go do their own thing against the Templars. So they're going to be working on, just kind of in the background. They kind of disappear after this initial kind of rev up, this initial kind of tutorial style missions that we go through. So there's Maria setting the stage, right? They're going to take off, say, adios muchachos. Your first mission is done. It's a quick little figure out how the buttons work. So after that, we're just going to be working without Ezio and Maria. And from there, we're going to just start out with one single assassin. We're just going to be building it up. So coming in, this is going to be essentially what you'll be building. They give you a nice little span of all the different wings of your fortress that you have the opportunity to build up. But this is going to be your fortress. So here we go, right? They're saying this is the place. It's well hidden, of course, that needs repair. So this is a bit of a kind of a castle builder, except you're doing it room by room. Very similar to, it honestly kind of reminds me of a Fallout Shelter style game, right? You're building these rooms, you're controlling them, you're having them run different things. So here we are, Maria and Ezio are going to be taken off. Aguilar is who we've got left, so he's going to be kind of the lead assassin that you get started with. The one question I'm kind of curious is if everybody gets the exact same, assassins to start this game out. Is everybody on the exact same build? Does everybody start out with Aguilar? And then we've got a few others that'll come in. You'll see in just a little bit. But, so far, I've been playing this game for a little bit. I'm going to give you just some really early ideas. It's kind of got me hooked. It's a little bit different than what I thought. I was really hoping for some depth in actually building an alliance, a team. And so far, I just haven't really seen that. I was hoping to really just kind of get in with a few of my fellow gamers and just really bring this to life. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and kick off our brotherhood, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just put my name on this, GamingJAEGER, of course. I don't know if that's necessarily appropriate because I'm not really naming my own assassin, but that's my brotherhood. With that, we get to go ahead and open up this genetic memory of Brotherhood heroes. Now, you'll see these quite often throughout the game. These kind of cubes that unlock opportunities to earn stuff. There's opportunities to pick these up each day. So here we go. Boom. We've got a brand new recruit, which comes in a bit rare. So we've got Aguilar, right? Of course, this is who we unlock. Yet again, I'm really, really curious. Is this the exact same assassin that everybody starts out with? Because he was in that main storyline. Now, this is where the game certainly offers some depth, is understanding your assassins. From their profile, to their skills, to their stats, to their progression that you have. Of course, also taking a look at their bio that will come up in a bit. But even looking at a bit of that kind of wheelhouse of where they live. Do they live in power? Do they live in stealth? You can see, of course, these different profile offer the assassination techniques, their adeptness in free running, their skilled fighter abilities. So looking at the skills, right, his fighting versus his stealth. Again, that's kind of what I'm really reading off of this is purple recognizes their stealth abilities. Their blue recognizes their stealth abilities. So as we're looking at that fighter versus stealth, there's Aguilar here offers, a little bit of a balance, but definitely leaning more towards that stealth ability. You'll see I use him through a number of missions in some upcoming videos, as well as this one here. Kind of as my lead, since I just picked him up first, kind of where I naturally gravitate towards. But looking at some of his progression, you can see his hero progression, his skill progression, and again, then his whole bio. What I think is really nice is that Assassin's Creed Rebellion continues to tie in these very iconic characters and their bio from previous games, giving you the full breakdown of where each one comes from. Aguilar here giving you the whole rundown of exactly who he was, a member of the Spanish Brotherhood of Assassins during the Renaissance, so tying it back to some original games that content, those storylines, those threads that already existed, and running through the whole thing. Now, of course, if you're playing through the game, you'll get an opportunity to read this bio yourself, but I think this is something really unique that Assassin's Creed Rebellion did really well, is they tied it back to the original gameplay. They didn't treat the Assassin's Creed games as something that just kind of lived outside of here, but instead brought it right here into the heart of the game. So that's Aguilar, that's who we've got. And let's go ahead and roll out another one of these cubes one more time. And here we've got a more of a common recruit. We've got Tariq El Nasir. This one here, a little bit more power that comes to this. So he's a little bit of a player and a character that leans towards that brawler style. So with this here, he's going to be really good at slowing down enemy attacks. His uses is that swift cuts. We can look at his skills. You can see some of those. His stat build, which is something, again, to really read into a bit more. We'll look at those in another episode. And his progression. So one more time, we could check out his bio. Tariq here, giving you the full rundown. Again, not going to read through the whole thing, but I'm just going to highlight those bios one more time. I think they're really well executed. I think Assassin's Creed Rebellion continues to draw on really the player base that it already has. The player base that has played the storylines of all the different games and drawing them into this game, keeping those bios, those threads, that DNA of Assassin's Creed alive and well throughout Assassin's Creed Rebellion. What I think most players will find themselves doing is chasing characters that they've played with in previous games. They're going to look for those characters that they were drawn to in the original storylines, in these additional games, and look to collect them here in Assassin's Creed Rebellion. That'll be something that I myself actually have quite a bit of fun with, is chasing down these characters that I already know and possibly learning even a little bit more about characters I already have. So let's bring Aguilar back up here and taking a look at what we need to actually construct our base. Now you can see in the background here, right, this is our base. This is what we're looking to actually kind of build up and work on throughout the game. But in order to do so, we've got to earn supplies. We have to bring in materials and things like that to help us out. So with that, we're going to find ourselves running some missions. And this is another example of a mission, this time running it with two characters. So rather than running it with Ezio, we're going to run it with Aguilar and Tariq here. So with him, he is going to be our brawler. He's going to be our fighter in here. With him, he actually comes in that class of Enforcer, right? So his DPS, right, damage per second, is a bit higher. That's where he specializes. As this Enforcer, he's exceptionally good at fighting. So we can take him up against these enemies that we have to face directly, whereas more of an assassin, that Aguilar type, is going to be good for facing enemies that you can kind of sneak attack or even sneak around. So check out some of this level progression of what we see with Tariq here. Now that tip right there is going to be something really helpful to new players to this game, is holding down that attack button to learn more about what these attack skills are on your assassins. Without that, you might find yourself, I think, more blindly tapping, just kind of choosing whatever option is available. But I think the more that we learn about our assassins here in Assassin's Creed Rebellion, the more usefulness that we can make of our assassins, making sure we truly choose the appropriate one for the right opportunity. And again, looking at that assassin and looking at that opportunity that comes up in the next room is going to be really helpful. So here we're going to explore this shadow assassin role. Yet again, check out how this plays out in the very next room. Now, I love that iconic pull off the ledge move right there. I think that's pretty traditional to the Assassin's Creed game, and I love to see simple moves like that returning in Assassin's Creed Rebellion. They've taken some of these great elements of the console games, those over the edge, out of the window, death from above type of moves, And even these sneak around opportunities like this here going across that overhead ladder, I think are really traditional platforms of Assassin's Creed. And like I said, I'm a big fan of seeing it here in Rebellion. Again, choosing the right assassin to execute moves like those cross platforms over these teetering edges and assassinating the right player. Yet again, looking at opportunities like this here, choosing the my enforcer, my assassin to go up against the enemy that's in the room. You can choose the proper one to play out the way that you want to, whether it be direct attacking or pulling off more of a stealth assassination move like this one here, that sneak from the other side of the table. Yet again, iconic to the Assassin's Creed bloodline, so I'm a really big fan to see these return to Rebellion. And here we can go ahead and unlock that chest and get that reward for this mission. Honestly, I think it's a well executed so far. I'm having some fun playing it myself, and let's go ahead and continue to take a little bit more at what Assassin's Creed Rebellion has to offer coming up next here. So looking at the rewards, we're going to have XP. I think this is pretty traditional to pretty much any game. You've got XP to help level up your characters. In this case, of course, we have those iconic assassin characters here in Assassin's Creed that we're working on leveling up. So honestly, whatever it might be called, XP is pretty standard. We also have coins, which of course is your in-game currency for doing a number of different things like leveling up rooms, buying certain supplies and resources within the game. You're going to have actual resource materials, building materials, whether it be wood, whether it be different type of metals that also become available. You're also going to keep your eye out for these training codexes, which will help you level up characters throughout the game through some of the different rooms that you'll actually add into your HQ, your base there, and medicine, which of course helps heal and offer health to some of your characters. So these are some great tools you can get in hand, especially some of these ones you earn pretty early on, like even that little 5-star medicine right there is something that you might not find yourself using right away, but maybe instead hanging onto for a while. So always look out for some of those nice little treats that they slip you pretty early in the game that might not have immediate use. And then we can, of course, take a look at this leveling up. So as your Brotherhood levels up, you'll be able to add more rooms and more opportunities to your HQ throughout the game. So Aguilar is here to let us know exactly what we're doing. This time we're actually adding a training room. And again, as the building rooms here suggest to you, there are different rooms that offer different benefits to your HQ. Each of them require different supplies, and you can actually build them in different places depending on where you want them to go, whether it be an empty slot. Now, here's something I'm letting you know pretty early on. Even though you may choose a slot, you're not committed to it. That wherever you place it, you will have an opportunity to actually relocate it or move it. So your decisions on this room placement is not final. This is something I was kind of worried about because I myself, just being a little OCD in nature, really wants to make sure that my rooms kind of make sense as I place them. So wherever you put it and a room comes up, maybe is available a little bit later on, like some of these that we see here, the library, the supply room, our apothecary, don't worry that you're not necessarily committed to the placement that you choose. You will have an opportunity to move them if you desire, but we've got ourselves 9 different rooms to start out with just in our very first option, our very first wing of our HQ. Eventually, as we will level up, we will open up more wings to our HQ. But here we go, just taking a look. I'm going to let you guys check out what building this room is all about. So we've got our training room set up. Now we can go ahead and choose our hero to train. So with that, this is where those codexes come in hand that I was mentioning about, right? Having these codex on hand will give you the XP to actually apply to your hero of choice, which I think is pretty nice. I play a few other games where XP is dictated by the hero you actually use. In this case, you can actually choose whatever XP applies to the assassin you want to. So having the opportunity to apply that XP right to this assassin I want is pretty helpful. So we've got Aguilar here already leveled up. We're at pretty simple small stages for XP increase, so keeping a collection of those codexes around is going to be handy. And being pretty wise about the actual assassin you apply it to is going to be helpful. Making sure you keep a really nice balance between your enforcers, your assassins, and some of the other different collections you'll come across a little bit later on in the game. So there we've got a training room built. Also keep in mind these daily objectives, giving you an opportunity to just collect free stuff. You know, I think that's what really helps out for any type of players that are really gravitate towards free-to-play options. Those daily objectives are going to be nice. One thing I noticed, just going to call it out there pretty early on, is keep an eye out for how to complete daily objectives easily. There are some of them that ask you to maybe make purchases from your shop opportunities. Look for those opportunities to spend coin where you'll replenish that coin right back with what you complete in your daily objectives. So I'm just going to give that little shout out to that. Really keep an eye out for how you go about it. But now let's go ahead and recruit some more heroes, right? What other options do we have? Number one, we can come right here to these DNA cubes. Now, the DNA cubes are going to give you this DNA genetic memory to help you sync up those memories of other assassins from other storylines. So pulling these will give you a certain number of DNA to help build those recruits. We've got a new one here, right? We've got a pretty common opportunity here, Harid al-Jasir. With this, again, great opportunity. You can see there's a brand new class to him here as well. And we get a few other DNA codes to help out with unlocking. So you can see that some of these, like this epic assassin here, has an opportunity that you need a certain amount of that DNA to actually get there. So looking at Hamid here, right, he's a very common assassin. He's got a specialist in disarming. He definitely leans a little bit more towards that support side, so health, healing, things like that. Working with him, yet again, you've got your pretty traditional bio breakdown. So getting pretty familiar with these, I think it's, yet again, I'm just going to be a broken record here and say, I think it's really cool that they incorporated these. And these especially different backgrounds, learning a little bit more about these assassins that come up throughout the game is pretty unique. So we see that very traditional setup with every single one of these assassins. I know I myself will be spending some time learning a little bit more about him, but again, you could see with his specialty, his background, we're going to be getting a little bit more support to what our missions have to offer. So we've got Matteo here, another assassin. Luciano here, again, another assassin. You can identify that by the blue icon. But we're on our way to unlocking, hopefully, another epic assassin down the road. So that is where this tutorial takes us to so far, is getting a little bit more out of that DNA cube. Now, after you pull your free one, these will eventually be available for cost. And honestly, just depending on how close you get to unlocking some of these assassins, it might be worth it, or it might be worth maybe just kind of saving out and seeing what free opportunities come up. Once you get past that point, the next stage is now looking at mission opportunities. Now, there are a number of different mission opportunities in Assassin's Creed Rebellion, from those that help you unlock supplies, those that help you actually progress throughout the storyline. This here being a standard mission will, again, kind of forces you right into this play opportunity. But notice the button right to the left there of Rush. This is something I'll take a look at in another video of how you unlock the feature of rushing missions to help you unlock or obtain certain resources or other game influence that you might need throughout it. As you go into these missions, you're going to need to set up your team. Now, I chose one of each specialty to help me kind of progress through the standard mission. So we've got that assassin, we've got that enforcer, right, that strength, that brute, and then we've got the support to help kind of heal and go through. You know, some missions will maybe call for some specialties leaning more towards assassination, more towards strength, or possibly more towards support. So starting out bringing one of each will be pretty helpful, and then scanning the rooms and getting opportunity to decide exactly which Titan will be helpful. You can see here my support has a pretty low chance. My enforcer has a pretty low chance. And once we kind of lead in here towards, my assassin, my enforcer now has a little bit of a moderate chance for some success. So it's really a matter of just choosing exactly which one of my team members is going to take me through the next room with the most successful opportunities. So a little breakdown of that specialist, right, in the disarm role. This specialist here is going to be key in disarming enemies, helping out teammates in various ways that don't necessarily involve in actually going face-to-face with an enemy. But here, I get the opportunity to use this specialist to kind of defeat unlock or disarm traps. And that's what I was doing there in that opportunity. I was actually disarming a trap that would have been a dangerous floor for the rest of my team. So now we can safely cross it. I can face the enemy, although I might not do well in the initial face-to-face combat. He's still not a bad option for the enemy he's going up against. The biggest thing this specialist, the support assassin, has to offer is that disarming of traps. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and just kind of check out this mission, see what this one's all about to give you a little leg up for when you go into this mission on your own. So that's a wrap on that standard mission. You can see where our specialist came in and helping out with disarming traps as well as unlocking some chests, but also the option to have multiple different team members here to support is really vital. Being able to switch between my specialist, being able to switch between my assassin, my enforcer, are going to be really helpful in achieving success on these missions. As you progress further and further through the missions, it will be really important to pay attention to even the game recommendations. It will offer recommendations of what the ideal build will be. So as we go through, again, completing these standard missions, it's an opportunity to earn some rewards as well as complete some of your daily objectives. So definitely pay attention to these DOs and what you might actually need to complete in order to wrap up what it needs, whether it be a standard mission or whether it be some type of specialty mission. Again, paying attention to that only helps you earn the free stuff. Of course, that's ideal for helping out any player that wants to maintain a free-to-play status in this. And of course, all in all, it really leads towards you leveling up your Brotherhood. As you level up, you unlock the opportunity to add more rooms to your HQ and additional benefits for your assassins. So again, you can see here that as you progress through the tutorial, not only did you just start with a couple of daily objectives, but as you upgraded your own HQ, your own Brotherhood level, you unlock a few more daily objectives yet again, to earn more free stuff. So once you get started, here's my advice to you. Go ahead and complete a pretty good number of levels in this tutorial phase that you go through to make sure you unlock the highest number of daily objective opportunities as possible. So Aguilar there again, just to remind us that going on missions helps us out, and we've now unlocked the opportunity to build additional rooms. So now we have the living quarters, and we also have intel room opportunities available to build. Now, again, I'm just going to kind of spread these out, choose a few different spaces to build, looking over my room options. My goal is to try to keep a few of these coordinated together and just kind of play it out. But like I said, in the end, you're not committed to any specific layout. You always have an opportunity to move them. So Aguilar popping back in, letting us know to construct this intelligence room. So if we can bring this back up, we can go ahead and build our intel room. You can see the currency coming to play here. So those coins are what help us progress. I'm noticing myself that pretty early on in the game, and it probably is by design, but you end up with a pretty good amount, almost a surplus of the different mission intel resources, those little envelopes to help you out. You also end up with more than enough coin to help you out as you progress through this. So assigning one of our assassins to this intel room will help us actually earn more of those. You can see here at the very top bar, I'm at 105 out of 105 mission intel. Those will help us actually go and participate in missions. You need those. That's almost like, I guess I would kind of call it your in-game energy. Without those, you can't participate in missions. But you could also replenish those, and you can stay on top of those by using your intel room. So at this point in time, a couple of days into the game, I'm not finding that I'm limited. And I'm actually quite the opposite. I have more intel available than I have the ability to use it so far. And that's just with very casual play. I'm sure if I was probably playing a little bit more heavily, I would burn through them quicker. But I am actually over my 105 mark just by what I've even collected as rewards through missions. So again, taking a look at the mission opportunity, I've got my specialist, my enforcer, my assassin getting ready to roll in. One more time, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take a look at how this mission rolls out, because I truly believe you'll be faced with the exact same opportunity as you play. So just take a peek at how this mission plays and the options I chose to complete it. Now I'm going to pop in here and just say I love this assassination move, utilizing that coin toss. No, we've probably seen it a couple of times already, but I think that element is pretty sweet. Plus, dragging him naturally behind the statue versus, you know, in the traditional Assassin's Creed game, when you assassinated someone, having to hide their body. But the simple integration that they did with those types of moves into this game is pretty unique. Now, here's one thing that's also, I think, again, cool option, is an opportunity to kind of choose where you move on to. You can see I'm bringing my specialist here to the top floor to actually disarm a trap, so we can work our way into this available chest. Again, having that specialist on hand, I think, can be really helpful. What's nice is, even though he failed, you're not limited to that one failure. He's got a couple of opportunities to give it a go, right? So you've got a couple of ticks to actually use before you're completed, you know, considered not available. So working through this, now we can move to another room. So I love this feature of Assassin's Creed Rebellion is the options, right? You've got the choice to kind of make your progression through a level, spending maybe a little bit more time, or if you're here to get through it quickly, then you could choose more direct routes. But I'll let you guys get back to this mission and see how it finishes up. So that's the end of that mission there. Again, get an opportunity to just get a peek, honestly, quite a bit more than a peek, of what it takes to complete these missions and just that different play style of what Assassin's Creed Rebellion offers you. Something different than what the traditional console Assassin's Creed has offered us in the past. Something a little bit more 2D, more linear, but still some layers of depth as far as building your team and what you're out there to progress. Giving you this kind of fortress builder progression in Assassin's Creed Rebellion is something we really haven't seen before in the Assassin's Creed family. So I think it's a rather unique and new direction that they took, and the opportunity to go about different types of missions differently. These legacy missions, again, bringing us, you can see here, a new opportunity to earn these DNA fragments. So we had those cubes from before, but here's another opportunity to unlock that DNA to earn and or even progress your assassins that you already have on your team. So working with that, you know, all of this helps kind of lead into it. You also have these free cube opportunities to bring in. So this is a third opportunity to unlock some different features to the game. So making sure that you really capitalize on these efforts is going to be fantastic. In this case, actually got a brand new recruit, which is still a common opportunity, right? We've got Maximo here. Yet again, opportunity to look into his bio, everything we've got. You can see that bottom bar. Being able to level him up from a 1-star to a 2-star requires just earning more of that DNA. So staying on top of that can help you not only unlock new assassin characters, but continue to level up the ones you currently have. So again, I'm just going to show you. I don't know if necessarily everybody pulls in the exact same characters, but take a look at some of Maximo's stats here. So the last thing I'm going to tease you with here is just a sneak peek at understanding more of these story mode type of missions, or in other words, story missions. These ones are going to focus on that main storyline of going up against those Templars. I'm going to save those for another video, but that is your first look at Assassin's Creed Rebellion, now available on iOS and Android. Again, if you're a fan of the Assassin's Creed family and the entire console game, I would encourage you to check this one out. So far, it seems pretty fun. I'm enjoying myself in this more of a fortress builder. I'm hoping to see some more depth added to it with actually building in-game alliances with fellow friends. But even if it is a solo game, it certainly is a bit of fun at this point in time. So please make sure you share, like, subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you enjoy this game so far, and stay tuned for some more Assassin's Creed Rebellion content. I'm GamingJAEGER, and I'm signing out.